Hi you guys, I'm Cara Chanel and today I am back with another video to share with you guys and also show you how I do my makeup as a content creator. Now makeup, you have different styles and different types of makeup that you do, but when you're in front of the camera taking pictures or recording, there is a particular way that you want to do your makeup. Now I typically go for a soft glam look with a nice good skin foundation routine and then something lighter on the eyes, especially when I'm creating content. So if you guys are interested, make sure you keep on watching and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel and share your thoughts, and if you have any questions, share them in the comment section below. But without further ado, we're gonna get started. I went ahead and did my eyebrows off camera because that's something that is a bit more tedious, and I can do a video just strictly for brows, so you guys let me know in the comment section below. So when doing makeup for video and pictures, you want to make sure that you're using matte colors and make sure that your face is matte because you don't want to look shiny. So I'm gonna go ahead and put down my base for my eyeshadow, and then I'm gonna actually blend it in. And you can either use eyeshadow primer or concealer. I like using concealer because some eyeshadow primers tend to be a bit more tacky, and I can also neutralize out my lid color because sometimes that can interfere with your eyeshadow shades. And then I'm going to take some of my setting powder, just a little bit, and I'm going to press that into my lid as well. That way I don't run into my eyeshadow creasing up. So that's how I pretty much start my base. So this is my Jaclyn Hill by Morphe palette. I have several of these. I bought them when I used to work for Ulta, and I absolutely love this particular one. I don't know if they sell this any longer, but this color palette is called Ring the Alarm. So it has neutral shades in it and also some berry colors as well, but I'm gonna start with this color right here, Mugshot, and this is kind of a brown. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a brown, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with that, and I'm gonna buff that into my crease because we want to keep the colors matte and neutral, because when you're doing content, unless you're doing actual makeup content, you don't want it to be too distracting, especially if you're going to wear multiple outfits to create your content. So you want something that can kind of transition between all of them. And I'm gonna go and do the other side. I absolutely love it. So I like to do my eyeshadow first before I do my actual foundation. That's just me personally. I know some people do it the opposite direction, well, opposite steps rather, but for me that's what works. So now I'm going to take a little bit of this light orange right here, and I'm going to buff right above it. And I like to use orange to warm up my look and give it some dimension. And as you can see, it's starting to come together, starting to shape up. And I'm gonna do the other side. I always used to tell my clients that doing makeup is like algebra. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. How's it looking, you guys? Looking pretty good? I do say so myself, it's looking good. So now I'm gonna go in with this darker brown, and I'm just gonna take it like tightly around my lid just to kind of give me a little bit of definition and depth. You gave just a little bit. And once we do the face routine with like concealer and everything, you'll be able to tell how it pops. And I'm just literally tucking it right in this crease. I'll use the same brush. I just go in order of like the colors that I'm going to use. I go from lightest to darkest. Don't go right in with your dark eyeshadow and then try to go in with the light, especially if you plan on using the same brush, because it will end up looking crazy. Okay. See how that looks so far? All right, so we're gonna pause with that for a moment. Now I'm gonna go in with my face routine. So I love Milk's primer. This is my favorite primer. This is a Hydrogrip primer. I'm gonna take a little bit, put on my chin, my cheeks, and get this all put in. And I did my skincare routine already, so before you do any priming makeup, please make sure you cleanse your skin properly, because if not, your makeup will not lay or look as good as possible. And then when you do your content, your pictures, your videos, whatever the case is, you will be in trouble. Okay, so next up, LA Girl Pro Conceal. I like to use the orange for color correcting because I do have a little bit of hyperpigmentation, so I like to go around my mouth and in a couple more areas. Now everybody doesn't need color correction, but I do like it because of any areas where you might have hyperpigmentation. My Dior foundation has been my absolute favorite since last summer. This is perfect for the hotter months. This is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. It's lightweight, but it still gives you a good amount of coverage if you build it up. So I use about that much. And depending on what look I'm going for, I will do a couple of layers. And then I'm also using my anti-pollution sunshine drops from Drunk Elephant. Now I don't think y'all can see this, but I like to use this because it gives my foundation a skin-like look, if you will, and it adds extra hydration and protection in my skin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix this in, and I like getting it warm and mixing it in because it lays better on my skin. And then I go, and you see how well that blends on my complexion. Oh my gosh, just wait until we actually smooth it in. So I don't always like put everything that's on my hand right on my face, because sometimes I like to go back in and add extra, but this does dry down. I want to say it has a satin finish. I'll let you guys know in the description below what type of finish it has. So I'm gonna go back in with my Real Techniques 241 brush, which I just got this, and this is like my first time using it, so we're gonna see how well it works. Let me get this little piece of hair out of here. But Real Techniques has great brushes. I love it. Oh, you guys. So I press my foundation into my skin because it does give me this more smooth, seamless look, as opposed to sweeping and buffing into my face. So I just press it in like this. I really like this brush. Oh my gosh. Move my baby hair out the way. Lay down, because we don't want any lines of demarcation with our foundation when we're going in doing our content. And I decided to call this routine for content creators or influencers because I feel like everybody should know how to do some sort of face to get themselves nice polished content, instead of always having to hire somebody. And I'm not against hiring anyone because I myself do makeup professionally, but like I know that there are some times that you're not able to get your makeup done or afford it. So I totally get that. So I always want to be able to share makeup looks with people and ways that they can do their own makeup. Make sure we get up here. All right, so now that we got our foundation laid, which you always want to make sure that you have a good foundation application, and I did about 2 layers, so this looks pretty good. It's not super full coverage. Actually, I'm gonna finish this last little bit. It's not full coverage really at all, but with 2 layers, it should give me a good medium coverage to where I have a good even canvas to work with, but I don't look cagey. So next up, I'm gonna go in and conceal. So I like using NARS as concealers, and I use 2 colors. I use Amande. Now Amande, I will use that on my face if I'm just going to like smoke hookah or like grab some quick drinks with a girlfriend or my boyfriend if we're like gonna go to brunch and I don't want to look completely tired. I will use this because it's closer to my complexion. But then my girl Caramel, she will brighten you up. She will give you that look that you want. Okay, so we're gonna go in. I layer them, so I'm gonna do the one that's closer to my complexion first, and instead of going down, I go up now. I mean, I've seen makeup trends, you know, go all over, but this is like the way that we're doing concealer now. So you see how this kind of matches my complexion. So next I'm gonna go in with my caramel, and you guys are about to see how well it's gonna brighten me up. Okay, a little bit on the chin, because we want our beautiful features to pop during our content. Okay. Right. So next thing I do is I let my concealer sit for a second so it can dry down, so I can get a more full coverage. So I'm gonna let it sit for a second. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and blend out my other parts like my chin and my nose and get those set off camera, and then I'm gonna come back and show you guys how to do my under eyes so you get a really smooth under eye look and your makeup gets. Alright, so I went ahead and blended out my chin, and I did in the center of my forehead. So now I'm going in and setting with my Mercier translucent powder. This is another holy grail product that I absolutely adore. So you see how I press that in? You want to press in. And you're not really supposed to blow on your brushes, so don't make it a habit of doing that, okay? So I got those areas set. Now I'm actually going to blend out my under eyes because it's about that time. So let's get the blending. I got my beauty blender. I got it slightly damp. Now you do not want your beauty blender to be wet, because if your beauty blender is wet, it will move your product and distort it, and it's gonna look crazy. So I'm about to go in my beauty blender. Okay, you see how that looks compared to that side? Okay, we got that blended out. So now, even with this still being slightly damp, we're gonna go in with the translucent powder, and I am gonna shake some of it off, and we're gonna go in and press it in. You see how that looks? Come on now, brightness. Come on, give the girls what they're looking for. Okay, I know I kind of look a little crazy, but it's all good. Now I do like to go back in with like a clean eyeshadow brush. And y'all, my lashes are tripping. Okay, clean eyeshadow brush and a shade that is similar to my face powder, and I will go in and make sure I buff out around the inner corners. Again, we're keeping it matte. We're not doing any sparkles or anything. We're keeping it matte so our makeup can transition across all types of video, pictures, whatever type of content you choose to create. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with my, I don't know how to pronounce this, Saie, S-A-I-E Beauty. I absolutely love this bronzer. I find it hard sometimes to find a good bronzer for brown skin girls because you need something that's not too cool, because you don't want it to look gray or ashy, and then you don't want something that looks too red. And this one has been the most perfect, and it's cream. Like, this is my favorite. Okay, I absolutely love it. And I like to go in and just buff it around the perimeter of my face to give me like that warm bronze look. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this with this brush right here, and you see I'm just tapping it in, and I'm gonna go into like the hollows in my cheeks and around my forehead area. You know, contouring is not what it used to be. It used to be very structured and, you know, stuff like that. But now it's more of a bronze look. You see how like now I have this bright center. And then I have my bronzer on the outside. You see. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and take a little bit of translucent powder again and go under here. So now I can go in and buff out with my Skinfinish powder, which I absolutely love, from MAC. That's my favorite. I know this kind of looks a little crazy, but it's all gonna come together shortly. Don't worry. All right, so my Mineralize Skinfinish, I'm gonna take one of my brushes, and now we're gonna go in and press this in because this is going to make everything seamless. See, I told y'all it was gonna all shape up. And sometimes when I do makeup, I'm like, what is going on? But then again, it all shapes out and shapes up once you get everything melted together. All right, so I'm gonna go back in with this brush and we're gonna go ahead and knock this powder off. And I like to start my contour of like my nose or anything with my actual face powder. You get what I'm saying? Because you don't want to go in with anything too dark because then you will look like you have a dirty nose. And if you do want a bit more definition, you can always go back in with your actual contour powder. See? All right. And to touch up under my eyes, Mineralize Skinfinish. This one is in dark. And as you guys are seeing, it's like I still have that nice look. I don't look dry, but I also don't look shiny, you know, with that matte look that we were going for pictures and creating content. All right, so now we're gonna do some blush because a girl has to have her blush. With blush, you want to, there's been a trend going around that I've been seeing. I don't know if anybody else has been seeing it, but where the blush has been actually placed a little bit above the apples of the cheeks and goes up like that. So this is my Morphe palette. I actually use this one. It's kind of like a mauve and I feel like it looks really good on brown skin. It's actually called Trio de Blush. I will put everything in the description box, don't worry. And I'm gonna take my Saie Kashuk brush, it's from Target, and we're gonna tap. If you notice, I do a lot of tapping because it keeps you from having harsh lines, and you can actually build up the product. This looks good, y'all. Okay. So now I'm towards the end of my makeup look. I'm gonna go in with my spoolie for my mascara wand, not mascara wand, my eyebrow pencil. And I like to go in and brush my brows back up because they kind of get a little moved around after doing everything else. So and then also I like to go in and add a little bit of the color that I used in my crease to my under eye so it has a full completed look. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this brown and this dark brown, just a small amount, and I'm gonna tap. All right, and we're gonna finish off the face portion with some Badescu Rosewater spray. It's my favorite. Like, I've used so many different types of setting sprays, but this one is a good one. This is a go-to. I like it. It doesn't disturb anything. It rehydrates your face. If you ever find that you're looking like powdery, you can always spray this and it rehydrates your face, but it also doesn't make you oily or disrupt the makeup at all. So let's spritz some. Ooh. And see, that kind of revitalized my makeup. And now on to my lips. And I do this thing where I wipe my lips off because I'll typically wear like a lip primer or some Vaseline, something on my lips while I'm doing my makeup. But before I put my lip liner on and my lipstick, I always make sure I wipe it off so it doesn't smudge. So I'm gonna go grab my lip stuff and I'll be back to do my lips. Okay. All right, I grabbed my lip products. So I'm gonna start off with my Juvia's Place lip liner and Brownie. I love these lip liners. Now, they are retractable. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find them in stock in the store, especially if you live in an area that's like popping. So like, I don't typically find them in Buckhead or out where I stay. Well, yeah, sometimes I will, but I most often I'll order them online, but they're about 10 bucks and that's a good deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips first. I'm a big advocate for a lip liner. Like, I don't care how full your lips are, I love a good lip liner because it definitely helps define your lip shape. And my bottom lip, I kind of go a little bit out. Overlay my bottom lip a little bit more because it makes my pout, in my opinion, look a little bit cuter. So I do press my lips together after I do my lip liner. That way it blends in more. I cannot stand when somebody, don't do that. Do not rub your lips together because it will mess up your lip line that you already did. So this is MAC. This is by MAC. This is Mehr. You guys can't even see that. This is Mehr. I get the little pocket minis for my purse, but I do have the full size, but I love the minis. And I do like a nice neutral lip. I pressed it. And again, and you can either use a just keep it like this, or you can use a gloss. I like adding in a gloss. There was a point in time where I did not wear gloss at all. I only did matte lipstick, period, for years. Again, you guys can see I'm doing a pressing motion. This is my lip gloss from Sephora, another favorite. It's out, what's the name of it? Outrageous Volume Effect. So Again, I'll tag everything below. And this is the finished look. Take my hair down. Yeah, this is the finished look. So that was pretty easy, straightforward. Okay, this is my go-to look. I absolutely love this. But I wanted to say thank you guys so much for viewing and watching. If you guys have any questions, as always, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. I will put all products that I use today in the description box. And until next time, plenty of love and light. And if you would be so kind, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Until next time.